Week 5 is in the book, and these 8 teams are just as unclear as ever, so let's dig in. That stuff. And honestly, some of the new designs. The black and the Saints.
I've officially given up on Taysom Hill. I'm sorry. Oh, man. Got some technical difficulties here at the Chuck&DavePod. That's Chuck, and I'm Dave, and I took over. I'm sorry.
Hey, go ahead.
This is the pod.
This is the pod.
We've had a lot of technical difficulties.
But yeah, here today. We are at the dawn of week 6.
And the dawn of week 6, so we made it.
We made it.
Yeah, so.
Well, it's good to be here.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to be back. So let's dig in.
Yeah, week 5 was a big one. I think there was a lot of injuries.
Was there a lot of injuries or just piled on to the existing injuries?
I think the big ones, you got Connor on IR, you got Kane on IR, and you got Jefferson on IR. That's 3 really big names to be taken out.
That is true.
On top of some of the other things that have already happened this year. So we had a couple quiet weeks as far as injuries go, but this one caused a bit of a splash. Although, of course, I think teams are a little more likely to put teams on IR now that they only have to stay there for 4 weeks.
Yeah. That is true. That's
why we've got the IR slot.
That's why we got 2 IR slots. So you technically can make it up. Oh, hey, new digs, Dave. Thanks. Yeah. I mean, technically it was the same as last week, but if you weren't here last week, I'm in the basement still.
But you didn't have the decor last week.
I did not have the decor. In my nice watch this. Boom, you want it red. Oh, I'm a Green Bay. Oh, no, that's blue. It's kind of hard to tell.
It's very hard to tell for me, but
go Chiefs.
Hey, you might as well keep that one up tonight.
Go Browns.
I
don't know. Whatever. Go Broncos. Do a little.
Is that the old school Broncos color there, or is that their modern?
I don't know.
Yes, keep it flashing behind you.
There's a strobe, which is not at all annoying.
Just a straight up strobe. That's something.
Or just flashing.
That's
great. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. It's been fun.
Lots of lamp and the stoplight. I feel like I've seen that stoplight before, but
that was in my basement when I lived with my parents in high school.
Dang, I thought that looked familiar.
There we go. Go back to normal. So yeah, actually that lava lamp was from the good old days. So is the stoplight, and this lava lamp is actually Kara's. So
you should bring out the old computer too that was down there.
Yeah, sure. The old one. Josh says the second checkbox will never be complete. For those that are probably wondering, to-do list is tank and overthrow Josh.
Tank is the number one. You already given up on the season?
It's in the to-do list, maybe. It's one of those to-do lists where I don't know if I'm going to get around to it yet this season.
Well, nobody tanks quite as good as you.
We'll see, Josh. We'll see.
I could see Josh evicting you from the league.
I don't know. I think the MFFGA insider would have something to say about that. But
oh, yes, that's big breaking news this week is that we now have our own insider.
Yeah.
I don't know where he came from, but apparently
we don't know who he is. We don't know who he or she is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I assume it's Ian Rappaport himself.
I mean, or I've heard that it might be his little brother, Dylan Rappaport.
Oh, I've heard good things about Dylan.
Twin brother, apparently.
Twin little brother.
Twin little brother. He was like an hour after.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what kind of breaking news. Honestly, one thing I got to say is I've enjoyed the trade banter going on in the Discord this year. But it's infuriating on the outside to not know what's going on. Someone pops in and says, "Oh, that's a terrible idea," but nobody knows what it is. And even Rappaport didn't know. He just said it wasn't a good idea.
All right, considering I'm the general manager of the McRibs, I'll fill you on the juicy details.
Please.
So middle of the week, I get a trade request for DJ. Let me think here.
Moore?
It was DJ Moore,
the guy that got you all your points last week.
Yeah, Josh is asking for the general manager of the Tharsis Jackals. Sorry, not to dox anybody. He had asked for DJ Moore for a trade with Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
And so I countered saying, you're going to have to offer more than that for like my only pretty much for the last 2 weeks. He's the only person that's really scored any points on my team. You're going to have to offer more. I said, if you give me Jonathan Taylor and a second round pick, and then we'll call it even. Josh, obviously.
Now that's some value there.
Well, value. And
the Taylor one is, we don't know about him yet. He finally came back. He gets 3 points. Is he really going to be all out? Is Zach Moss going to eat into his stuff?
And some people are saying that maybe the smarmy comments and the tit for tat stuff that was going on was kind of the beginning of the end of the trade negotiations. So
professionalism does go a long way, especially with the general manager.
I kind of fired off a little quick. I didn't mean to torpedo anything. I thought my trade was a pretty decent. Jonathan Taylor hasn't done anything this year. He's, you weren't losing value. You have a guy sitting on your bench, and you're going to be getting a guy who you can plug in right away. So you want a high quality wide receiver, plug in right away. Yeah, you're going to smarmy, Josh. Look it up.
I think it would be a pretty big deal if someone were to trade away one of their top 3 picks. That would be the ultimate play for current glory at the price.
If he's trying to pull a Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a LA Rams, a Jets, and just like
you get your championship, and then next year you don't worry about it.
Josh, I'm just saying, you're gonna need that second round pick. Maybe not. If you win it all, my second round pick is basically like a third round pick.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I got to say, it's been exciting this year. While no trades materialized yet, there's been a lot of talk about trades, and so it's fun to see the trade talk heating up a little bit.
Yeah, Josh, just so you know, I use the word smarmy a couple times. It's just when you like feign charity, or like it's a British term of being hoity-toity. Josh comes into the Discord chat and just reading, and obviously I can't read emotion, what you're saying, but he's like, I see you went free agent shopping. What was it? 3 or 4 transactions? We all know what you're trying to say, Josh. We all know what you're trying to say on that. And then you say, all I'm saying is that I see a need that I can help fulfill. If you don't like it, trade, either reject or counter, which I had already done at the time. But it's clear that you're looking for a boost that I might be able to help provide. So you're like showing this charity in kind of a backhanded way of like, I'm rich and I can help you out if you just kind of like work with me. That's kind of the smarminess of it. This is when you're like over gratuitous kind of.
Smarmy is also a Middle Eastern dish made of beef and lamb.
Good. Yes, very smarty. Yes, I get it. That is shawarma.
Well, there was, while we're on the topic here, there was quite a bit of activity in the waivers this week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not at the actual waiver claim. I was actually debating whether or not I should use my waiver claim spot, but I knew I needed a defense, and the way Alex had dropped Washington like a hot rock the second, not even waiting, just ditched him. I was worried that he was going to possibly take my defense again, but I decided to go ahead and use one, and then nobody else did anything.
I waited until Thursday, really.
So, but there has been quite a bit of activity there. We had the Jackals swapping out Detroit for New Orleans, which honestly, I'm a little shocked at dropping Detroit there, but each their own. Dropping Jordan Love for Brock Purdy. He'll be good. You picked up Zach Moss. You got, I assume that's in replacement of the one you moved to IR, Connor, right?
IR, yep, Connor.
And then you also traded out Kincaid for Komet. I think that's a fair. And then the Jackals picked up Osborne, I'm assuming because they moved A. Kane to IR on that one too. So quite a bit of moves going on this week. Different setup for teams. So why don't we start talking about last week?
Yeah, let's start talking. What do you got?
Well, we got first up here the Jackals and the Bulldogs duking it out in the battle of the up and down teams. I was looking at both of these, and really the last couple of weeks, both of these teams have just been real back and forth. If you look at the Bulldogs, obviously they've been, what do they got? They lost with 87, and they won with 129, and they lost with 98, and then they won with 130. It's real every other type of thing there. And then the Jackals too, they had they lost with 147, lost with 91, then they win with 129, and if they've won earlier with 88, like it's been real up and down for both of these teams. And I think it could have gone many different ways. It ended up being a pretty big blowout.
Yeah.
At the end, was it the biggest blowout? It was the biggest blowout, 42.4 points. The Bulldogs put up their lowest score of the season.
Which is crazy. This is another, it's crazy. This is, again, there's two teams, and we're going to get to the other one in a little bit here, but like this is the second team that they have a wide receiver put up like 40 plus points, and then basically that's half their points.
Nothing else happened.
Yeah.
And Stafford did okay, but man, then nobody else did anything worth it for him. I noticed that an interesting thing here, the Bulldog success has linked to the Dallas defense, because even though he always carries two defenses, he never uses the other one. It's always Dallas.
Yep.
When Dallas has scored less than 2 points, he loses. In his two losses, Dallas has scored -1 and 1. And in his wins, Dallas has put up like 20.
Yep.
A cautionary tale for Todd. He maybe go with someone more medium.
He might have the worst bench. He is a candidate for the worst bench. You open up his bench, and he wins that game if he puts anybody else in.
He scored the same amount of points on his bench as he did in his active roster.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the exact same.
That's crazy. The exact same amount. 87.1.
Write that down. That's a stat for the ages.
That has got to be a record.
Yeah, he switches out Addison for Dobbs. He switches out Burrow for Stafford. He switches out, obviously, he has two quarterbacks there. He has two quarterbacks. But Harrison Butker for Bass and New York for Dallas, and those are his points that he needs to win right there.
Yeah, I personally love that he's carrying three quarterbacks. But I wrote down the Bulldogs get the worst benching for literally everybody.
Yeah.
Just except for Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
and the quarterback.
Yeah.
I guess.
No, I would have picked Joe Burrow would have been a better bench or a better start.
Would have been a better start, yeah.
10 points.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I didn't see that there. On the other side, are we going to start saying the Jackals are real? they put up
I mean,
another
he's
pretty good
got
score here.
a lot of talent. I'm assuming Raheem Mostert will probably start playing more with a iChain gone now.
Yeah, I mean, he has Mostert. He has the Miami backfield, so it doesn't really matter who's playing. He's got him.
Yeah, he's pulling the Sam. He also has Jalen Waddle.
I wish you could get Miami's defense too.
Yeah, right. So I mean, he could be the real deal. I mean,
I think
he definitely has depth.
Yeah, he's got the power. It doesn't always pan out, but he's got the power. And if he had played anybody other than the White Lightning on week 3 there, he would be 4-1 at the top of the standings. So I think we got to be wary of him. I don't know if I want to say he's a championship team.
The big thing is, do I think Jared Goff is going to be your 27-point quarterback every time? No. He played Carolina. He's feasting on the little guys, so that's okay. Cooper Kupp is going to be big for him now, I think. And
he's done well with them. Yeah, and God, it's not going to put up 20 points.
Although he may have just had Jared Goff in there because Herbert's on bye, so I shouldn't say too much about that. But Herbert hasn't been. He's been pretty average, pretty good, above average. Kenneth Walker is kind of a big. Most of his players are doing, when you can get your players into double digits and don't have a lot of single digit players, you're going to win a lot of games. That's the trouble you look at Kara and I's teams, and that's what we've been struggling with all season is these guys that are, supposed to be getting 12 points and they're getting 6. So.
Yeah. I mean, you need to be, even if you average 10 points per player, you're only at 90 points. So you really need to be getting into that double digits.
Yeah.
Stuff there. So overall, kind of a snooze fest of a game. The Bulldogs were not really in it.
No.
Much at all. So on to the next.
Yeah.
We've got the North Shore powers out a heartbreaker over the Fergals. And I got to say, this looked like the Fergals week. For sure, especially after the early games on Sunday. I think they were projected to win by quite a bit at that point.
It was heartbreaking. Like, it straight up was where it was like, this was one of those ones where it looked like she was going to win. Like, she put up everybody played the way that she was, other than her defense. Basically, everybody played up to their or over their potential.
Yeah. I mean, you really can't ask for more than a 128. You're going to win those more than not.
She had 2 guys that she picked up on Sunday morning basically score over 23 points for her, Christian Kirk and Isaiah Pacheco. So, I mean, like, she made some moves, which is very – and then finally got rid of T. Higgins, which is a good pick, and finally didn't get rid of, but benched T. Higgins and benched Javonte Williams. And both of those would have been goose eggs. So, I mean, legitimately, she's looking at almost sub 100 if she doesn't make those moves.
Possibly the best bench award when I looked at hers, honestly. There's like nothing she could have done better except for, I guess, putting in a different defense.
Philadelphia maybe.
Should have won the game, but
she would have won the game.
They won the game. And I mean, it came into Monday night, and then Josh Jacobs did, we should have predicted the Packers are always terrible against the run, but
yeah. Well, you have Josh Jacobs, you have David Montgomery,
and
really carried that team.
Yeah, it was just I was pulling for her. I gotta say, of course, Sam only had 1 win. It's not like he's exactly in a position to take a loss for her.
No.
I gotta say, Sam put Montgomery in. I think he watched the pod.
He did.
Took our advice.
Crazy. If he wouldn't have taken our advice, he would be sitting at
and a couple points for them here. And honestly, I really liked Alex's calling on the ninnies. Not because I don't like Poops, but the ninnies. I just like the ninnies. I've been writing ninnies. It's shorter.
The ninnies.
Got a nice,
that is a good
old
one.
School kind of feel to it. In the first 3 weeks, the Nincompoops averaged 97.8 points. And in the last 2 weeks, they've averaged 145.
Yep.
Just a massive turnaround. And I wrote down, is this the Sam of old? Are we going to see him dominate his way on up?
I mean, it's possible if he's putting up 131 points now. I don't know if with the loss of Justin Jefferson, that's going to be pretty tough.
Although he did it with Jefferson only scoring 4.
That is true.
The defense, like San Francisco is a defense that he doesn't have to stream. He can pretty much keep them every week.
Mm-hmm.
Allen's a good, so his team's good.
Yeah.
I'm sure he won't put up 130 every week, but
No.
I think he's not going to be fighting for a playoff spot. I think he'll be solidly in, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he'll be good.
All right. Then I put down here, we've got the Destroyers roll over the McRibs.
That was a heartbreaker.
I'm sorry. I jinxed this. I jinxed this one.
Well, and I mean, I know my team. I know my team. You said feeling good, and I'm like,
you are who we thought you were.
I knew my team could lay a real big egg. I mean, I didn't expect Hunter Henry to score 0 points. I didn't expect, but I mean, I had one guy in the double digits. DJ Moore scored me 41 points, and everybody else was sub 10.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It's the kind of week that you just want to burn the tape.
And my bench didn't do any better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is no one I could have put in that would have helped me. I could have scored 3 more points by putting Dalton.
Honestly, if you had done more of your normal and left Olave in, you'd be probably in the running for the lowest score of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I already have the lowest score of the year, 78 points. So
yeah, it was tough. It was tough. And I think on Thursday, I was too excited to see the benching that the Destroyers left and how great your team did. But you were right. You were right to not get excited by that. I mean, I just wrote this down. I threw this on the Discord. I thought it was an interesting stat that between your 2 tight ends, they averaged 1.5 points. The Destroyers really risked, I think, putting a tight end in the flex is a risky thing to do, and it paid off for him having 2 tight ends out there.
I mean,
so I guess it comes down to the matchups.
Yeah,
it comes down to the matchups, I guess. The defense was really the only dark spot for the Destroyers, and they cut him, I believe, on the bus before they even got home. So told him to take a cab on that one.
Yeah. That
with things.
That's. I mean, we talked him out of playing Justin Fields, which was funny, and then he cursed me out because of it. But at the end of the day, it didn't even matter. No, it didn't matter
here. It didn't matter. Yeah, so I don't know. The high score of the year so far for the Destroyers. We'll see. We'll see going forward.
Yeah, that was a poor showing, pathetic showing, very upsetting.
But you know what? Because of just how the standings are right now, the McRibs are definitely still in it. Very, very.
Oh yeah, so. I mean it's a wide open. I mean, really, technically. Kara, the Fergals are, a couple of wins into getting into the running.
Nobody's out. I was kind of looking at that. Nobody's really more than 2 games safe. So there's a lot of action left.
Yeah, so much. Last one.
Got the Polecats eking out a nail biter over the White Latin. And I can tell you, this one I was checking my scores a lot on Monday night. I thought I was going to be able to get the game to watch it because of Hulu, but apparently not all of the Monday night games are on Hulu. So I had the radio on for it again. And I just kept checking the score, and it came. So I think there was like 9 minutes left. And really, who was it that the White Lightning had? I think it was Dylan, because they had switched out Dylan. All he needed was like another reception and a few yards or something, and he was going to beat me.
Yeah.
Or Adams. And thankfully they did not. I mean, I would have been okay with Packers winning, but
yeah, he switched out AJ Dillon. I was on the phone with him and he was just like, Aaron Jones isn't playing. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to take a 0. I'm like,
he's lucky Dillon was around.
I was like, Patrick Taylor or AJ Dillon.
You got to put somebody in.
Yeah, you find someone. I mean, it was technically his, I think it was his flex. So, I mean, he just find a wide receiver. You
could have put anybody.
Somebody.
In there, throw in some third string person. This was the only game of the week that had the underdog win.
Wow.
After last week, we had no underdogs win. So it's been pretty much going, the Yahoo AI has been pretty accurate lately. What did I write here? Oh, I had to read this. I have to read from the recap of the Polecats and the White Lightning.
Okay.
Just tell me that. All right. With this win, the Poning Polecats improve their record to 4-1 and solidify their standing at the top of the league. Meanwhile, the Appalachian White Lightning falls to a 3-2 record and finds themselves in second place. All right, so we're in first and second. You can't get better than that, right?
Yeah.
It seems like both teams are just trying to keep up with the rest of the pack. Maybe they should consider changing their names to something more intimidating.
I'm glad that they put my name in here, though.
Did they actually put your name in there this time?
Josh says, rate my 20-man PPR team. Gino, JT, Aaron Jones. And he's saying that's not Josh. Our Josh is saying that's not him. 20-man.
What?
Oh, PPR team or league? Okay, so
that's only 7 people.
I gotta show everybody what we just got in from this guy named Josh. Rate my 20-man PPR league. Geno Smith, JT. Who is he talking about?
Justin Trudeau, I think, the Canadian Prime Minister.
Probably. I was thinking Justin Timberlake, Oh,
yeah, I'm not sure.
Who am I thinking? Jalen Hurts.
Oh, it's a 20 people league. Dang.
20 people league. Okay. Gino.
That's a deep.
I mean,
well, if you have
Tyreek Amon-Ra, Aaron Jones
in a 20-man league, you are doing very well.
Jonathan Taylor. I mean, dude, you should. I don't know how you're 3-2. I don't even know who everybody.
Lots of the guys are recent trades. So I don't know who he was trading to get these guys. That's what I'm curious.
Somebody seems like they're selling their team off to you, or you are doing a super team and leveraging your future for championship.
Oh, it could be a dynasty team. Could be a dynasty.
20-man PPR, man. I mean, is that all you have? If he's still here, like, is that all you have? Like, do you not have a defense or a kicker or anything, or is that you're just showing your skill players?
Showing the best of the
Maybe the best. 20-man, but I mean, like, think about defenses. There's going to only be 10 defenses out there at any time on the at maximum, not a dynasty.
Not dynasty.
So maximum. Well, Josh, we're thankful that you're here and talking to us. Yeah. We tend to talk a lot about our league rather than yours. No kickers or defenses.
There's no kickers or defense. Dang.
Interesting.
How do you even find 20 people to get together on this league?
Could be a random.
That's an incredible looking team, I think, for 20. I mean, you're going to do well.
Ours is 8, and I'm not doing well. So don't always take my advice.
Honestly, in a 20-man league, though, if you're not, the only way to get anywhere is going to be trading.
That is true.
So that would, I think next year we need to talk about finding 12 more people.
Yeah, just me and my friends. LOL. Oh,
Just me and my friends. I do not have 20 friends, so congratulations on that as well.
I don't think I have 20 friends that would be interested in fantasy football. No noobs.
Yeah, it would be that's cool. It's our 5th year, so no noobs. Dang.
Yeah.
I think he's just flexing now.
Yeah, I think so.
We got 19 experienced guys, and I swindled them all into these trades.
I mean, that's good.
I'd be interested in comparing our record books.
I know.
Although honestly, our kickers are what make our scores so high. So
yeah, our massively outweighed kicking scoring. Thanks.
Yeah, we got 15 points per yard,
Commissioner.
For kicking,
Anyway,
well, I got a couple last minute things here for the Polecats versus the White Lightning. The defense finally scored for the Polecats. I think honestly, I really thought about. He's the GOAT. I'll crown you the GOAT of your.
I don't know who you are, but yeah, as far as I know, dude, you're the GOAT.
He's my favorite. I cheer for Josh. I really thought about. I picked up Thielen because I wasn't sure if I needed to put him in with both Allen and Metcalf being out. And then Thursday night popped up, and Brian Robinson was playing, and I wasn't prepared for that, and so I had to leave Thielen out. So that would have made it not quite so tight, but thankfully I still win. Now the White Lightning also left somebody on the bench with like 20 points that I didn't remember. I'm personally still not into the Tua hype. No matter how good the Dolphins are doing, what's he got to show for it?
His points are major. Like they're doing well, but like his point, he's
only got 2 games over 20.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want. I mean, he's got 2 games under 15.
He's a feast or famine.
You don't want that in your quarterback. So I don't know. He's going to be streaky, and I think that could hurt him in the long run. Honestly, Kittle going off is what put the White Lightning so close. 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And 3 receptions. That is a solid stat.
Solid.
So that's our recap.
Yeah.
We've got the Polecats alone at the top of the league now, where they belong.
Polecats are back on top. Is it going to be the year of the same? And I am so glad that you don't have a 13-game winning streak.
Oh my gosh. I was just thinking that. I was like, I've won 4 in a row. It was 2 points separate me from that. Oh, it hurts. I've got some interesting stats.
Josh is off, but
well, we're glad he stopped by.
Yeah, we're glad.
I've got some interesting stats here. First of all, the Polecats' points against situation. I suppose we need to talk about that a little bit. They've been a little bit lucky. I got to say, the White Lightning did not have their lowest score of the year. In fact, they had only their score of the year, which is also their 3rd highest. So it wasn't like they completely tanked away from where they'd been. But right now, the Polecats' points against is on a record-setting pace. We're only 5 weeks in, but right now, the average is 5 points under the record. And at this pace, they would actually break the league total from the 16 games seasons by 25 points.
If you continued your current trajectory?
Yeah.
What?
So, I'd rather be lucky than good, I guess.
That's insane.
So there's still a lot of games left to break that off, but it's just interesting right now.
Yeah.
Another stat here is, and I don't know how much, I don't pay attention to the ratings that often, but I did kind of look at them a little bit this week because I noticed that the Polecats, if we just get 5 more rating points, will become platinum rated.
Platinum rated?
Platinum rated. And as far as I can tell, looking back at everybody's histories, nobody in the league has gone platinum yet.
Wow.
And in fact, there's like 3 that have never even gotten to gold. So
I remember my time in gold.
Yeah.
Those were good times.
And as a reminder, we did find out last year about the ratings that it's based on the last 2 years of performing. Well, it is harder than it looks. I'm not saying it's a for sure deal. I just think it's pretty cool to be that close. You have been gold for a long time, but you haven't been 5 points away.
Josh has been gold for 10 years. Yeah, right.
Maybe if he combines all his leagues.
Oh, yeah, that's possible. If he's in other leagues, it's going to be getting him gold level stuff. And because we're all in a single league, that would make sense.
And then I do have some interesting stats for the
And
first.
he has been gold for the last 10 years. That's insanity. 53% win percentage. Man, dang. Good for you, man.
I mean, I scored 7 points last week, so all I have to do is score 5 this week.
Well, good on you, buddy.
We'll just see. We'll see. I guess technically I was gold from 2010 to 2017 when I didn't play. I played one season in 2010, got to gold, and then didn't come back. So I had 7 years in a row.
Yeah, that doesn't even take into account the fact that in the last 10 years, we've changed fantasy football. So
yeah, we've not been on Yahoo for 10 years. We've only been doing our league on Yahoo for 6 years.
Well, I was in gold for a brief stint in 2020.
Yeah, you won 2 years in a row.
2019 and 2018. And then I've taken a severe slide. I don't even know how that's possible.
Well, because you had a terrible year then. It's the year you put up the 0.
Yeah, you're right. 2021 was the year I came in last place. I went from first to last.
You did it to yourself.
Interesting. All right.
Well, it sounds like we have an announcement, Dave.
All right, guys. What's up, noobs? Hey, Trulatar. Welcome back.
You missed Josh.
You missed Josh, not the Josh we know, but actually, in fact, a better Josh. Because he is better than the Josh we have, because he somehow managed to swindle his 19 friends out of a really, really good fantasy football team.
I would like to see the trades. I wish that he would have given us some
deets on the trades. That would be very interesting.
Is he throwing in like, I'm going to mow your grass next summer? Or take you out to hibachi? I don't know. What kind of stuff is he doing?
Exactly.
He's probably got no top 6 round picks next year.
Yeah, he's just like bottom of the barrel, fish in the bottom.
Like, I'm going to win this year, but next year I'm not picking until number like 75.
Face orange frowning. Don't know what Josh was trying to do here, but
I think he's trying to show Donald Trump frowning.
Yeah, probably. All right, so announcement. Yes. We've been talking about this. You guys kind of waffling back and forth. No one, like Chuck and me, go and bring out this idea of like, hey, we're going to be doing this this theme week, and then no one responds. So executive decision, Star Wars week, and I don't know. This isn't. It's not like any other color. Sorry, that was. So, but Star Wars week. So we have some ground rules. Obviously, you got to change your name and you got to change your change your logo. Ideally, you can be as crazy as you want, but no doubles. No doubles. So when you pick your team name, you got to put it in the chat, main chat, Discord. You got to choose it, and then no one else can take that specific mascot. Now, I don't care if you both use the word Milwaukee, like if you're both in Milwaukee or Madison. Next week, Josh. Next week.
Week 7.
So week 7. Week 7 is themed week. We're doing Star Wars week. So you could do something like Milwaukee Mandalorians if you lived in Milwaukee and you wanted the Mandalorians or whatever. But if somebody else chose, the Massachusetts Mandalorians, you could not take that. You could still use Milwaukee and something else or whatever, but or you could both be Massachusetts, both be Milwaukee, but like the
Star Wars point needs to be
the Star Wars point. Now, and you don't have to if you want to make it punny, like how Jordan was doing the ayahuasca, whatever, and you want to do something with like your player name, that's fine. I don't care. You just cannot steal anybody's like main mascot. So once somebody's the C-3POs or somebody's the Wookiees or whatever.
Like, since I have Jalen Hurts, I'm probably going to go with the Jalen Ursos.
Ooh, that's good. That is good. The
Endor Rabbit Ewok Swampless.
Hoth
Yeah.
and
And honestly, for Josh, he does play at Palpatine Park, so I feel like he's got that kind of built in.
Yeah, and Josh could fully embrace his role as the Supreme Chancellor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, have fun with it. Make some. You can make a pump up video if you want and share it in Discord. If you have that capability, you can make a cool logo if you have that ability, or just pick a picture off the line. Just change your picture just for this 1 week, the 7th, change your name and your logo if possible.
It should be fun. I thought last year the throwback week was really fun, so I think Star Wars week will be.
And actually, I'm going to create a channel right now and label it in the events channel, labeling it Star Wars week. That is where you can put your names. So we'll know as soon as somebody calls it, put it in there.
You got the rules. The Hoth Wampa.
It seems pretty.
Honestly, there are so many like already made logos out there for Star Wars stuff too. So, and they're great.
Yeah.
There's so many great ones out there. So we look forward to seeing what we get next week, talking about the logos and the team names.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll do some ratings or something.
Make sure you get them in by Wednesday night.
Yep, Wednesday night.
So we can talk about them.
All right.
So let's talk about
matchup time.
We've got a pretty good looking slate for week 6 here. I think we've got, what do we got? A couple of 3 and 2s, a 3 and 2, and a 2 and 3. Got some pretty even ones there.
Not so much. Well, Kara and
the Jackals are really 0.56 apart right now. Should we start with that one?
Yeah, let's start with that one. That one's it's a 1% chance right now. And now, granted, that's partially because Kara's team is playing.
Now,
Players playing right now.
I did forget to log my picks before 7:00 tonight, but I absolutely promise that I already wrote them down.
It's okay. We'll considering we run the pick'ems, we'll allow it. And Petrulitar, you're still on here. I will allow you to run your pick'ems because it does not look like you have. I will allow you to pick them if you pick them by the end of this podcast. Otherwise, I'm locking it.
Also, Jordan, get back on the pro pick'em.
Yeah, I don't know what his deal is. Todd also has really dropped the ball. Oh, look at that. Somebody's in.
Get on him. All right. Well, I've got some pretty fascinating tidbits here for the Fergals. So obviously we talked about this a little last week. The last team to go 0-5 was the 2020 Fergals. And there's some similarities here. The 2020 Fergals in the first 5 games had 104.8 average, and this year they have 101.2 average, so pretty close. And their opponents in 2020 had 125.8 average, and this year have a 120.2 average, so pretty darn similar. Also, after week 5, they lost only 2 games, and those 2 games were lost by a combined 3 points.
Really?
Yeah. And the final 3 games of the year, the Fergals went 146, 132, and 143 going into the playoffs. So they got hot. And to top it all off, the team they beat in week 6 was none other than the Blue Shells Love Me.
Ooh.
The same team they play this week.
Wow. That's quite the history repeating itself, possibly.
Mm-hmm. We will see if this could be maybe what kicks off a reign of terror.
I mean, once Patrick Mahomes starts playing better, her team's going to be playing a lot better.
Yeah.
She's definitely been, since she made those moves and kind of got her kind of the guys who have not been performing very well out. She put up a very good, I read a recap and they gave her like a C-, and I'm like, dude, she literally outscored her projections by 30 points.
Not Patty Mahomes' best year. So
no, it is not. He's been rough. And you know what, Alex, you owe me like a beer sometime, because you know what? I told Kara to pick ETN as her keeper. And she was so convinced that she's going to ride out Patrick Mahomes for one more year. And I don't actually know why you would owe me a beer for that, because I was actually
I wasn't sure where that was going,
but actually rooting against you. But you owe my wife Yahoo's analysis is used the same analysis as ESPN, Alex.
Now, we need to have to keep more accurate. I have heard that ESPN has been 100% on their projections this year.
Never makes any sense. They use the exact same stuff. It's literally just AI pulling from like Pro Football Focus, basically, Alex. Like that's all they do. And that's what ESPN does too. It's not like they're actually paying people better. But anyways.
So we've got a real close game here. The projection even before these two started was pretty tight. I think only like a point off.
Oh, the grades? That's all AI.
Yeah.
The grades have always been AI.
They're just whatever. The Jackals are without a Kane. They're keeping Taylor on the bench. I think that's probably, I don't know. That's risky a little bit. It's said that he's going to get opened up this year or this week is what they said. So we'll see if he does. I can see the prove it approach with that. I could see this game being like 125, really tight. Mm-hmm. And perhaps I'm wanting this more than expecting it, but I'm going to pick the Fergals for the upset. It was an upset.
Really?
Picking, so.
Gonna pick the Fergals, huh?
I'm gonna go with the Fergals, mostly because I can't pick Josh.
You know what? Everybody except for Josh has been picking both Kara picked herself, obviously, and I picked Kara, but I am literally sinking with the ship at this point.
You're gonna pick Kara all the way down.
She's got to win at some point.
She does not, but sure.
I mean, I feel like it'd be extremely improbable that she would lose unless she decided to specifically tank, because somebody,
even the worst team ever, the 2018 Bulldogs went 2-12, so they still won twice.
Yeah, but I do think
I think they have a chance here.
They got a decent chance. Has never picked me to win. Josh has never. I have never picked you to win. Well,
there's a reason.
I mean, Josh, has anybody ever picked Darth Vader to win? Has anybody ever picked, the aliens from Alien to win? Has anybody ever picked, I don't know, the current? Has anybody picked the guys from Cobra Kai and Karate Kid to win?
I'll say this. He doesn't have the worst roster, but none of the games that we've been picking have they looked like, wow, there's just no way that the Jackals are going to lose. say
Either have the worst roster or you hate me. I don't hate you, honestly. I just the matchups. So I am a villain.
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of the meme we've been going through.
When you're the commissioner, you're the villain. That's why everybody boos when you enter the draft stage.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point.
Yeah. We love it. We love hating on
you. I gave up my commissionership on purpose so that I could hate whoever took over. So
there's a reason nobody wants to be the House Speaker now.
Yeah, right.
The leader is hating.
No, Josh, honestly, I have really, if you play Kara, I'm just going to, no matter who's playing Kara, I'm going to play Kara. I think Dad was better projected than you guys. Nice guys finish last. Bad guys have a blast. Yeah. So I'm looking back, Josh. Everyone, I'm pretty much picking with everyone. It's not like you're the only one that picks yourself. And now, granted, you have a better pick'em rate than all of us, but I'm looking, and the first week one, it was pretty split between Chuck and you. But first week, we didn't really understand what was going on. Literally week 2, everybody picked Alex. Every single person except you. And then,
and to be fair, completely here, if the Jackals lose this week, Dave will be 3-3 picking against him.
Yeah. In week 3, everybody but you and Dad picked Jordan. In week 4, everyone picked Sam except you. And in week 5, everyone picked Todd except you. So, I mean, granted, I think what's happening is you don't have a crappy team, but you have a weird, you're the Vikings right now, Josh. You are the Vikings. Your team is constantly overachieving your projections, which is good. That means your team's doing well. That means you've been obviously picking well. That means you've been doing. Yeah, Josh, this is pretty much what we're saying is no one ever picks you.
You can probably say that with almost everybody except Todd.
Todd's the only one that's ever picked you. Actually, no. Yeah, I'm looking at Josh. Todd picked Josh.
I think we just need to all have a nice
Technically,
sit down together.
Jordan and Todd picked you week 1. That was it. That's the only one. Every other time, no one ever picks you.
There you go. Alex has never picked you either.
Yep.
All right, let's get to the next game.
Yeah, let's get to the next game.
Before he gets too upset.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
Let's do ours. We'll do the
Polecats versus the McRibs.
This is the ESPN Fantasy Football Chuck and Dave Pod Game of the Week. This is the Chuck and Dave Pod matchup.
It is. It has to be. So the projection is not in your favor.
It is not.
Certainly not now, but not from the beginning. It was already a 10-point difference. Your team's been struggling a bit.
Eckler's back. Eckler's back.
Eckler's back, and anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Anything can happen any week in fantasy. So, not even taking into account Kelsey right now doing pretty well. There's some interesting things here. So the McRibs have not beaten the Polecats since week 10 of 2020.
We're coming.
You're coming. Also, the McRibs have not won 2 games in a row since weeks 8 and 9 of 2022.
Oof.
And before that, they hadn't done it since 2021. So only once in 2 years have they won 2 in a row. I thought that was an interesting stat. Just trying to pump you up, give you some positive.
Real rough stats.
Everybody else playing each other this week split games last year, or they're playing Alex, who didn't play last year. So there's no buys on either team.
Nope.
There's not a lot of buys in general this week.
No, you got technically you have Christian Watson, who's on a buy.
Yeah, I guess.
But
I wasn't thinking that way. I guess the only question is, might Might Moss be better than Olave? Was kind of my only question for you. I don't know. It
I
depends
picked
on
him
Taylor.
up. I picked him up this week, and I legitimately was kind of waiting until I heard something that maybe peaked where he was leaning one side or the other. Maybe they're still going to have him on a snap count. I mean, I'm assuming they'll still have Taylor on a snap count.
Yeah. It's a tough call though. It's a risk one there. That's a risk. Now, maybe you want to consider trading for Taylor and starting both him and Moss.
That's, I mean, the Sam strategy.
That would be the Sam strategy.
Yeah, you just
you'll get your points then.
Yeah.
Between the two of them. You'll get one player's points between two, and that's fine. So at the end of the day here, I see the Polecats continuing in what should be the 14th win in a row.
Yeah.
Unless there's some sort of decent upset here, is my pick. I'm picking myself. I picked against myself last week, and I was wrong.
Did I pick up against myself? We'll go through what happened last week because it was pretty shocking. But I did pick myself last week, and it was that was not good. So Chuck, you're picking yourself. All right. Yeah, I picked myself. I gotta believe in myself,
Yeah, you do.
I'm gonna slap that Ted Lasso belief poster behind and tap it just to give me some motivation. Yeah. So it was. I think I did pick up Zach Moss. I might throw him in. I'm not 100% sure. Ramondre Stevenson is basically a lost cause at this point. I don't even know how the way that New England has played, how Yahoo has him projected for more than like 3 points because he's not going to do anything. They're going to lose like the rest of the season, and it's just so. We'll see. Hopefully I could squeak something out, but it's not.
Dave's going to be sitting down for his weekly interview with Shane later, so he'll get some good.
Yeah, I'll let you know. All right.
White Lightning versus the Destroyers, the other game currently going here. Right now, the Destroyers are looking very good with their Kansas City defense on the field. I tell you what, I have been regretting waiting a couple weeks ago on the Kansas City defense ever since. And honestly, it's what crazy. It feels like that defense is what's keeping that team where they are this year.
Yeah.
We have 2 3-2 teams here. The White Lightning were hit pretty heavily by buys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They've got
lots of buys.
Dylan, Pickens, and Richardson's on AR now. Not that he was using him, and Aaron Jones all on bye this week. He needs a defense. He is currently not starting a defense.
Oh, yeah. He is 100. How the heck does he have 106 points? Man, I would kill for 106 points in no defense.
Well, maybe trade
I scraped my 107 projection, man. That was scraping.
I've had plenty of weeks like that. I remember the year I finished 8th, and it's just like trying to do whatever. I do have some suggestions for Jordan though, if he's listening.
Chuck,
I think that
Chuck, you can talk when you've been in the bottom of the barrel for 3 freaking years.
Whoa. You're saying you're in the bottom of the barrel right now? I don't believe it.
No, I'm not. Everybody's kind of in the same.
2 years.
Yeah.
I think Detroit would be a good pickup for him. I think Detroit's got a pretty good matchup. I don't remember exactly who they're playing, but I think Detroit's got a really good matchup.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the Raiders, who are playing, I believe, the Patriots, would be. I think anyone playing the Patriots at this point, the defense would be a decent stream to take. So, he'll put someone in. I assume it'll give him at least 5 points projected, which would have put him still below the Destroyers' original projection there. Yeah. I said I just like the Destroyers lineup better, and I picked them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust Tua still.
Tua's, it's Carolina though. I mean, and if we're gonna play matchups, I will have to say, like, you want a good matchup. That's all you got to do is
play Carolina.
Let
me take a look here.
Yeah, I'm just looking at. We're looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Or
How did
Detroit's
it,
playing-
so look at this
Okay.
matchup. Look at this matchup. I had to double check.
What?
Do both the Appalachian White Lightning and the Doge Destroyers have an open bench spot? They only have 5 guys on their bench.
There is only 5 on the bench. The IR is the...
No, but I think our bench is 6. You have 6 guys on your bench.
Huh.
So, Alex, Jordan, you guys have an open bench spot that is not being taken. And Alex, the constant complainer not complainer, I shouldn't say he complains, but the constant, how many people can we have on our bench? I don't understand. Because you always forget that the kicker is a bench spot.
Go on a shopping spree, guys.
You guys have space. Get that filled. Doge, you could pick up Detroit's defense just to spite Jordan because he's a bum and sleeps through our podcast.
Yeah, he doesn't listen. He's not even going to put any defense.
He hasn't listened in so long.
All right. And the last game of the week, we've got the Bulldogs against the Nincompoops, 3-2 against 2-3. And their projected score right now is 114.47 to 114.0. So we have 2 very, very tightly projected games. They both, it even says 50% chance. It doesn't even give one the 1% right now on things. So that's tight. It's probably going to come down to the Dallas defense. How are they going to do against the Chargers?
Yeah. San Francisco against Cleveland. That's going to be, man, I'm so jealous of freaking Sam's team right now. I could have had AJ Brown. I could have kept him. Didn't. Yeah. That was dumb.
There were many years we were jealous of Sam's teams.
Yeah, this is the battle of the AIs, if you really think about it, because neither of these guys have really done anything on waivers, and they are basically running their vanilla teams from the draft. Mm-hmm. Sam definitely is.
He hasn't done a thing.
My dad pretty much is running the same team.
And that's an even crazier thing about Sam's turnaround, going from 97 points to 147. Because he hasn't changed anything. It's not like he picked up some better players and put him in, and now he's really scoring. It's just his players just got better.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Can the Nincompoops score over 125 again 3 weeks in a row? If they do, I will not want to be playing them again.
Yeah,
I think the Bulldogs could make this a very high-scoring affair. This could end up being, because the Bulldogs have been every other right now, so it could very well be like a 130, 140 match against each other here. I don't know. This one I had not written down one for. I think my gut is telling me to go with the Nincompoops because I don't think the Dallas is going to do great against the Chargers. Defense-wise.
Oh, I didn't get your pick for Jordan or Alex. Who are you picking?
The Destroyers.
I picked Jordan, but I think Jordan has the ability to.
Well, he certainly has the ability to. He's had the most power.
So you're going for Todd?
I'm going with Sam.
Oh, you're going with Sam. Sorry. I went with my dad. I think his.
It's a coin flip.
It is basically a coin flip, and it really is going to depend on, does his Dallas defense outplay his San Francisco defense? It's a bummer that he didn't put Harrison Butker in, but again, I would not be surprised if Bass scores 15 and a half points.
Bass has only had one bad game this year, so he's playing the Giants, so I foresee the Bills putting up a lot of points.
Yeah. It's going to be, it's kind of funny. I pretty much pick exactly opposite Josh. So I either have a chance to catch up with him this week or fall even deeper into a hole.
So tell us, how did we do last week?
Okay. So this was a pretty rotten week. I mean, I picked all of my. I got an 0-4. I did not pick correctly once.
Wow.
Chuck, you only picked correctly once. So did Kara. Alex split 2-2. And Josh got a 3-1. So he has started to pull slightly ahead with 13-7. Chuck, you are 10-10. And then we got 3 people. Myself, Kara, and Todd are all 6-14. Jordan is 5-15. And Alex is 8-12, which is insane that he's got a higher win percentage than me, and he has missed games where he has not picked. So there has been.
Well, it makes it easier. He's not at risk of losing those games.
Is true. Alex. Well, I guess he missed pick week 1 and he missed pick week 4, and I have picked every single time and am down 2.
I guess I'm perfect 50-50, just the way it should
Stop picking against you. That would only give me 1, Josh.
What we should be doing is picking everything you pick.
Yeah.
Wherever Josh went, we go.
All right. Live in right now, it looks like Alex is picking. Or no, wait. Is this Sam? Sam is on picking people?
Sam is on. Is he watching us?
I don't know, but I'm curious if anonymous Neon Cat
Nyan Cat
is Alex, are you sure you are picking in the right spot? You are technically under Sam's row or Sam's column row. Just making sure that this is not you. If Alex, if you were trying to pick your picks right now, you accidentally picked them.
Oh, I just sent Sam a text too.
That's a bummer.
We did promise updates, by the way. It's 16-0 Chiefs.
Yep. That's not surprising. Although it's surprising that that the Chiefs are really only able to muster up 16 points against it.
The Chiefs have been playing down to their competition this year.
Very much so.
They win, but they're not blowing people out like we're used to seeing.
So it looks like Alex is pretty much picking with Josh. No. So Alex picked Josh to win. He picked himself to win, obviously. He picked Sam to win. And it looks like he's going to pick Chuck to win. Ooh. So I have an opportunity right now to jump up in the competition a little bit because I'm picking opposite a lot of people. So we'll see.
Well, good luck.
We'll see. That was fun. All right. Anything else, Charles?
I think let's hope we don't lose any more big names. At least I hope the Polecats don't.
Yeah, that's we've
only got what is it? After this week, there's only one team we haven't played yet, and the season's half over.
Yeah, that's true.
Regular season is half over, which means 2 people's season is half over this year.
Oh man, that's scary.
Yeah,
that's scary.
We shall see.
Now I'm sweating.
I was thinking in my head this week a little bit about different setups. I was like, what if we did divisions? I feel like one year in fantasy
we did have division.
I'm like, it'd be interesting if we each were in divisions of 4, and then your division you played each one 3 times, played the opposite division once, and then whoever finished corresponding to you last year, you played twice. That would get you your 14 games.
That'd be fun. Be interesting.
But then it'd be weird because you could end up with a crap division that automatically sends 3 people, and then over here you've got someone not. But that's how the NFL is.
I was gonna say that's close to what the NFL is.
I mean, how many years have the Chargers?
Because
of that.
The NFL the NFC least was the NFC East for the longest time. It was pretty much like whoever was going on there was basically going to lose in the first round. The only reason somebody went to the playoffs was because if we ever have a 10-player league, we'll do divisions.
What would be the win count to make the 6th seed? What indeed? Well, I can tell you last year, which is the first. Was actually the first year with 17 games, or the second year?
First year.
Last year, to get into the top 6, you would have needed 5 wins. In 2021, it would have been 7 wins needed. In 2020, it was 6 wins. In 2019, it was 7. So usually 5, 6, or 7. 5 on the low end. 6 or 7 seems to be what you generally need.
So so your magic number right now is 2, possibly 3.
For me to win?
Or for you to guarantee a playoff spot?
Well, just based on the statistics, it looks like if you can get to 7 wins, you're going to be safe for sure.
Interesting.
But that's just how the league has been. So I would say probably 3 is my magic number right now.
Okay.
That would mean that Kara essentially needs to win out with only 2 more losses like she did in order to get in, which would be exciting. But even as long as it comes down the last few weeks to having a battle, that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think the 6-team playoff will be interesting. Just because really even Kara's like 0-5 and not out. It's just insane. So.
Yeah, if we were talking only the top 4 getting in, she'd be having she'd still only be 3 games behind, but it'd be a pretty big hole to get out of, that's for sure. Although she's done it before. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing how the games play out this week. I look forward to seeing what we come up with for our Star Wars themes.
Yes, please, guys. Let's make sure everybody does that. That would be it's just gonna be really fun, I think. I mean, we had a blast with Throwback Week last year. Absolutely. So it was I think it'll be a blast. I'm still I don't really know what I'm gonna do yet, but do you have any ideas of what you're gonna do?
I have not. Palpatine's White Lightning. Hey. I like that.
That is a good one.
I like that. Make ribbed for Padme's pleasure.
Oh, you could do like Kara could do something where it was like she's lost the will to live. Trying to play off a pun on that one.
The Tatooine sands.
Midichlorians. Throw some midichlorians out there.
Midichlorians. The Milwaukee midichlorians, please. Come on, Sam. Milwaukee midichlorians.
Use the prequels. It's so... Sith Lightning is usually blue, though, right? I think in the normals or in the like originals, it's blue, but I'm pretty sure it's white in the prequels, but I'm not 100% sure. These are not the wins you are looking for. Josh, you got the dad puns down solid.
Sure does.
Save some for the chat, man.
Yeah, let's see what they come out with. Let's see what they come up with here.
Let's get some people get some people thinking. You got plenty of time now. I'd love to see if anybody has like Canva or something, make a hype video or something like that.
Yeah, do it.
And because we won't air it, you can use copyrighted music.
All right. Well, good luck out there this week.
Yeah, good luck, guys. Oh man, we have a third person watching. I'm very curious who that third person is.
It's Josh.
It's Jordan. He shows up right at the end. Or it's Sam. Anyway, thanks guys. This is a blast. We will see you next week. And talk in Discord. So see you later.
See ya.